Welcome to our Bhagavatam reading series in Krishna Katha channel. I hope you are all doing fine. So, in our previous video, we have discussed about the scenario and the divine appearance of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today we'll enter to the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Verse 1. So first, I would like to offer my obeisances to my Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas to bless me that if I can preach Srimad Bhagavatam in a proper way. So there are 3 verses that we need to decide before starting reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayanam namaskritam naran chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraya Srinvantam sa katha Krishna punna savana kirtana hridyantastu hyavadrani vidunati surisitam Nashta prayashu abhadreshu Nityaṁ Bhāgavata-Sevayā Bhagavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati nashtiki. So these 3 verses are, the first verse is the offer obeisances to the personality of Godhead, to Naranarayana Rishi, to Mother Saraswati and Srila Vyasadeva, the author, for their blessing to us if we can perceive the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. And the last 2 verses, the second verse and third verses, are the benediction that one will achieve by regular hearing and chanting of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So now we are going to enter the first canto, first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, the first 2 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam represents the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. As I have mentioned in my previous video, the 2 cantos are the 2 lotus feet of Krishna. So it has been said that if someone is visiting the temple and when they are going to have a darshan of the deity, they should start having their darshan from the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna and then gradually move upward. So like that, to understand the Srimad Bhagavatam, one should study Srimad Bhagavatam canto by canto, not by leaping the cantos, like from first canto I want to read the 5th canto, or maybe 10th canto is the interesting. No, you shouldn't go like that way. To relish the essence, the sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam, we should start reading Srimad Bhagavatam from the first chapter and then read canto by canto. So in that, in this relation, we can also remember one pastime that has been happened after the departure of Lord Krishna. So after departure of Lord Krishna, his grandson Vajranava, so he was inspired by the others to excavate the holy places of Lord Krishna, where Lord Krishna have done his leelas. So he was asked by the people, asked by the others to excavate those holy places. So to have the knowledge of those leelas, to have the knowledge of those holy places, Vajranava started meditating on the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Krishna. And by their mercy, the holy places, the information, the knowledge of those holy places has been revealed to his heart. And after that, he wanted to install, he did install the 3 principal deities, Sri Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Radha Govinda, and Sri Radha Gopinath. And after installing the deities, he went to Mother Uttara, because she was the only one at that time who has spent their time, who has seen directly to direct Lord Krishna. So he went to Mother Uttara just to be sure that if the deities are looking like Lord Krishna. So when Mother Uttara saw Radha Madan Mohan deity, she said that this deity's lotus feet resembles the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And then she saw the deity Radha Govinda, and she said that the chest of this deity resembles the chest of Lord Krishna. And Radha Gopinath deity smiling lotus face resembles the lotus face of Lord Krishna. So from this pastime we can also understand that our spiritual realization should start from worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and then gradually the divine form of Lord Krishna, the transcendental form, will be revealed to us. So I just want to I thought that this may be the this is related to this, so that's why I wanted to share with you. So from this we can understand that devotee should start worshipping Lord Krishna's, then gradually the Krishna's total form will be manifested. So that is the importance of reading the Srimad Bhagavatam from first canto. So Srila Vyasadeva gives the chance to the living entity to read Srimad Bhagavatam canto by canto from 1 to 9 to prepare ourselves to relish the pastimes that is described in canto 10, and thus the spiritual realization will be gradually developed. So what is in the first canto? In Brihad Naradiya Purana gives a short summary of the first canto, that what describes in first canto. It describes the universal form of Bhagavan. Also the virtuous stories of Vyasadeva. The Pandava story, Parikshit Maharaj's story is narrated in detail in the meeting between Suta Goswami and the sages. And also the first canto establishes Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now in the first chapter, there are 23 verses. So if we, I was just listening a lecture, and in that lecture they very nicely divided the verses and the subject matter of the verses. They said that in that lecture, they said that the first 3 verses presents the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. First 3 verses are very important. It presents the Srimad Bhagavatam to the reader. First 3 verses. The next 4 and 5 verses explaining the scenes where the narration has been happened. In Bengali it says the Pattabhumi. So the narration, the scenes are described in 4 and 5 verses. And verse 6 and 8 explains the glorification of the speaker. Here the speaker is Suta Goswami. So the sages are glorifying the speaker before starting his speeches. And after that, from verse 9 to 23, the 6 questions were was described, that are asked by the sages to the Suta Goswami. So there are 6 questions they are asked. We'll go over in our next videos one by one. So the 6 questions are explained from verse 9 to 23. Thus the name of this chapter is the questions asked by the sages. So in this context, we can also explain that I just want to share with you that there are 3 stages of spiritual development: Sambandha, Avidya, Prayojana. I will not go in detail in this video. We can make another video to explain these 3 steps in detail. So I'm just briefly will tell you that there are 3 stages of spiritual development: Sambandha, Avidya, and Prayojana. Sambandha stage is to know our relationship with the Supreme Lord. So the Gyan, so this is the knowledge that we are related to Krishna, the knowledge about our origin. So this is the Sambandha. So the first verse will give you the definition of the absolute truth. So that means the Sambandha Gyana. And the second verse is the Avidya, that after having the knowledge, so we need to do something, the action to reach our origin. So to act to reach the final goal. That is the second verse. It describes the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, which means the way to reach our goal after having the knowledge of our goal, and now the action, how we can reach our goal, and it is the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. So thus the second verse glorifies Srimad Bhagavatam, and which will connect us with the Supreme Lord. And the third step is the Prayojan. Prayojan means to attain the purpose of our life, for which we are trying to make relationship with God. And this is the verse 3, that Srimad Bhagavatam invites everyone to taste the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is the stage after knowing knowledge, after having the knowledge of the Supreme Lord, and then by doing the action, that how can we reach to the Supreme Lord. And the third step is the important step, to relish the relationship with Him. And this is the stage that we can attain by relishing the sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's start with the first verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadi Ashayata Nannat Ita Ratas Charthe Shu Abhigyana Swarat Tene Brahma Ridaya Adi Kavaya Muhanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisharga Misha Dhamna Svena Shada Nirasta Kuhakam Sattam Param Dhimahi. So, so I'll omit the word by word translation because the limitation of our time. So I'll read the translation. O my Lord Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because He is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and He is independent because there is no other cause beyond Him. It is He only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By Him even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of Him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the creation of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon Him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon Him, for He is the absolute truth. So from this translation, from this verse, we can understand that from the first verse, Srila Vasudeva accepted Lord Krishna as the supreme absolute truth. So in this, and the purport given by Srila Prabhupada is very long here. So what I did, I pointed out 8 points from the purport to get the knowledge what is this verse is saying. So we'll go one by one the points. So the main understanding from this verse is to know about the absolute truth. And a philosophical mind, the first point, that a philosophical mind may inquire about the origin of creation. So the mind can inquire that what is our origin, from where we came, who made this creation. So it is called Athata Brahma Jigyasa, the strong desire to know the supreme reality. Srila Vyasadeva answered the question in this verse, in the first line, by saying that Om Namo Bhāgavata-Sevayā. That means the supreme creator is Vasudeva. He accepted Vasudeva as supreme personality. Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Lord Krishna, and he is offering the obeisances here in this verse. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 5, 142 verse, it is stated that Ekale Ishwar Krishna are Shabhrita, means only Krishna is the only master, and everything, anyone else is the servant of that master. Ekale Ishwar Krishna are Shabhrita. In Bhagavad Gita also Lord Krishna mentioned many times about his supremacy. So in chapter 7, verse 7, he said that Matta Parataram Nannat. There is no superior, no truth superior to me. So he is the supreme. And also in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna is giving the knowledge to Arjuna, in his maturity state, when he understands that Krishna is the supreme, that time Arjuna says that, this is in chapter 10, verse 12, Param Brahma Param Dham Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashwatam Dibbam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So Arjuna is saying to Lord Krishna, he is glorifying Sri Krishna as like this: you are the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn and the greatest. In Brahma Samhita also, Lord Brahma accepted Krishna as the supreme Lord, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So the second point is Lord Krishna is the cause of all causes, creation, sustenance, destruction. That is Janma Adi Yasha Yato. So he is the cause of all causes. We also can refer from Brahma Samhita, where Lord Brahma says that Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in chapter 10, verse 8, that Aham Sarvasya Prabhava Matta Sarvam Pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Om Purnamada Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Evavashishyate. So everything animate and inanimate emanates from Lord Krishna. And the next point is Nanvat Itaratas. That means directly and indirectly. If you ask question that how everything emanates from Lord Krishna, the answer is that Krishna emanates everything directly and indirectly. Everything is created from Krishna directly or indirectly. How this is possible? So it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10, verse 3. where the two terms were was explained as Sarga and Visarga. The Sarga means primary creation and Visarga means secondary creation. So primary creation has been happened by the Lord himself, and the secondary creation through Lord Brahma, that is the indirect creation. So Krishna creates everything by himself or by others, but he is doing he had done all the creation, that is Annavad, Anvayat and Itarataha. So indirectly and directly. So when we will read through Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll come to that point. We'll explain more in detail in that time. And the fourth point is the Avigna. The Lord is cognizant, knows everything. He is omniscient. So that point also Lord Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita, that Vedaham Samatitani Vartamanani Chajurna Bhavishyani Chabhutani Mamtu Vedana Kashchana. Means that I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. So he knows everything. That is the term Srila Vyasadeva pointed out in this verse, Abhigna. And another point he said that Krishna is Swarat, means independent. He does not need anybody, any things to acquire knowledge. He is the cause. He is not the caused by anyone or anything. He himself is the origin. That is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 verse 9, where it is said that Vasudeva Sarvamiti, the cause of all causes. We also have the independence, but this is minute. But in case of Lord Krishna, the independence is full. He is fully independent. So the fifth point is that is mentioned in this verse, that Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. Lord Krishna gives the knowledge to Lord Brahma, Brahma's heart. That means in the purport of Bhagavad Gita, 10 chapter 8 verse, where Prabhupada gave the reference from Barha Purana, it is said that Tasmaj Jatas Chaturmukha, means that Lord Brahma, the origin of Lord Brahma is Lord Krishna. And he has attained the knowledge from Lord Krishna to the Lord Krishna gave the knowledge to Lord Brahma through Kama Gayatri. Kama Gayatri. And how did he give the knowledge? By playing the flute. It is beautifully explained in Brahma Samhita, Venum Kwanantam. So it is beautifully explained over there that how Lord Brahma achieves the knowledge from Lord Krishna, and after that he started the secondary creation. The sixth point is that Srila Vyasadeva clearly mentioned about the existence of two world, means a spiritual world and the material world, and that are manifested by the external and internal energies of Lord. So the material world is the manifestation from the external energy, and the spiritual world is manifested from the internal energy. And the illusion manifested by the reaction of three modes of material nature, that is Tri Sharga Mrisha. So the material world is the combination of three modes of material nature. The seventh point is, although that is unreal but appears to be real, that all the living entities from Brahma to the small ant, even the small ant, all the living entities get bewildered by this illusion. So though it is temporary material world, but it appears to be very realistic. Like in it is also mentioned by Prabhupada purport, he referred from Mahabharata, Maksha Dharma part, that Mama Maya Bimohito. So the Shiva and others are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me, because they are deluded by my illusory energy. So that's why all the living entities are accepting this material world as a real due to the ignorance, though it is unreal. So that is the creation of Lord Krishna. And the 8th point, that the last line in this verse, Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Sattam Param Dhimahi. Krishna resides in Golok Vrindavan, which is free from all these kinds of illusion. So that's all for this verse. I tried to just to point out the eight different points from this verse. So I hope it is understandable to all of you. So this verse is very important. It is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam and the answer of all questions. And by reciting this verse, all the living entities will be benefited. So that's all for today. I will come back to you with the next verse. Until then, stay happy, stay in Krishna consciousness, and chant the holy names and be happy. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hare Krishna.